Hey, what's up guys? Soapss here. Welcome back to another video. Today we have the 800 subscriber special. So you ask Soapss, what are we doing for this subscriber special today? So I don't really know because there wasn't really anything special happening right now, which is kind of sad. But I thought, okay, well let's do something that can span a large amount of time so that people can come back to it. It's not something like a card game update or something new with a game that it really has its place. It's only relevant for a certain amount of time. Let's do something for a long time. And today I'm just going to be kind of just hanging out. So you get to chill with Soapss, and I'm going to talk about my experience with some art products, just in general, things that I like, things that I don't like through my time, and then what they were good for. I want to talk about the Discord Homemade TCG community, and then just in general how the channel's doing and how my games are going right now. So yeah, so we may as well just get right into it. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out, and there we go. I just want to adjust that real quick. Okay, so you guys probably know, if you haven't seen my other videos, you should go watch them, because I mean 10 out of 10 quality. Definitely. So you should go watch my other ones. But if you watch my other videos, you'll know that I have changed a lot. My art skill has greatly improved. And when I started this channel, I was just doing simple black and white drawings for my cards. And now I've changed, and I'm trying to work more with perspective and better character design and such. So, first off, I think we can start with just what I use to draw my lines. Pretty simple term. And before I start, I want to say that you can draw great with the most simple things. Like, if I had a rock and a stick, I'm pretty sure I could draw some pretty great stuff. You don't need expensive things to draw things, because everybody's art style is different, and my drawings don't really compare to someone like, I don't know, who has a super crazy detailed style, but they're both cool in their own way. So you gotta find what's right for you. And I'm not saying go out and buy all these products. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I did with these, and this was pretty cool. So yeah, I think you guys would want to hear it, and I know I have a lot of questions of what I use. So to start off, I think we were all at this point. If you make homemade TCGs, and hopefully you're not at this point right now, because it was kind of a bad time. The Sharpie days. Yeah, so Sharpies, wouldn't really recommend. Well, at least for we're still on line drawings, guys, where we haven't reached the days of coloring, but right now, we're just drawing our cards. So Sharpies, as a kid, what are you going to have besides a pencil and a pen? Or I should say ballpoint pen. You're going to have markers and most likely Sharpies. So Sharpies, they're not great. They bleed through paper, and they're hard to control. Most of the time they have pretty fat. You can get the fine line ones, but then the fine line ones are like way too skinny, so they look weird. It looks like you're trying too hard to make it skinny. And so yeah, I wouldn't recommend these, because let's see, I got scrap paper right here. Oh boy. They're not that bad for like just drawing random stuff, but for your cards, you're not going to want it because lines are way too thick. And also, the tips get damaged pretty easily. They're not the most highest quality things ever. And as you get to stub your tip, the worse the application is going to be, because you're not going to get those fine lines and the line variation from using different sides of the tip. So, Sharpies, I would say no-go for drawing lines. So then I evolved, like we do, and I moved up to these Faber-Castell pens. And these were the first actual, like, pens that I bought. I know people call them fine liners. I call them pens because I use them for other stuff than fine lines, man. So they're pens. And, yeah. This brand is okay, I guess. I would say that they're in like the middle. I haven't bought anything besides just these pens, so I wouldn't really know. But these seem like a middle ground between some of the more expensive pens and these. So I would say these are definitely a step up from Sharpies. I don't really like these. I don't feel that the tips are very good for their ink application to the paper. They don't really, it almost feels like you're scraping. Like there's more rubbing than there is actually like ink going on the paper. I think this one's a little bit dried out, but it's a bad example. Yeah, this is a really bad example. I should probably throw this out, but if it still feels like when you're drawing, there's a lot more rubbing. The ink flow isn't very good. There you go. So hey, if you're using Sharpies, make the move up. But if not, I would say jump to what we have now, which is these Micron pens. So I like these a lot. They're pretty cool. And the one thing, I'm going to give them a 0 out of 10 just for this. The top rubs off, and then you can't tell which pen it is. So, I mean, unusable, am I right? So, yeah, they have different lengths, and same with the Faber-Castell. They have pretty much the same assortment. But I feel that the ink flow is much better. There's a lot less rubbing. You touch the pen to the paper, and it's just like, ooh, instant ink flow. And they don't bleed, by the way. I probably should have said that for the Faber-Castell as well. They don't bleed. They're good. And I like not having to rub as hard. So I do like these pens better. These are maybe like $2 more expensive than the Faber-Castell. As like a pack, I think. But I'm sure if you shop online and stuff, you can probably find a good deal. And that's where I am at now for my fine liners. Side note, erasers, because everybody's got to use an eraser. We all mess up, except me, because I'm a god. Just kidding. Erasers. So I like this thing. When I was younger, and I was like, oh, I want to draw stuff and be an animator. I was probably 10 years old or something. I decided that I needed to learn how to draw good. So everybody buys you their fancy, super duper like blending pens and stuff, and not pens, blending pencils, and you got your watercolor pencils and stuff. So you get all souped up for your birthday. And this was one of the things that I got, was this, what are they even called? I don't know. But this is a squishy eraser. That is not the right term for it. I used to know, back in the day, back when I wasn't so old, obviously, because I'm just so old. But it's this little thing, you put some stuff on the paper, and then you go, oof. So as I have a desk now that I just draw on, it kind of sucks when you're scrubbing the crap out of it with an eraser and just stuff goes everywhere, the little eraser shreddings. Oh, I have one right here. There you go. See that? Those things, they just go everywhere, and it's a pain in the butt to pick up because I don't have like a brush or anything to do it with. So I usually just blow them off into the floor, and then they're just there forever, and it's kind of annoying. So I like this, and it will smudge if you don't let the ink dry. I mean, that'll happen with anything, and then it's supposed to be like, oh, it's a kneaded eraser. Wow, I'm so cool. You just knead it, self-kneading or self-cleaning eraser. I don't know, but you just kind of you can play with it a lot, and it's fun, and it cleans itself. I don't know how that works, but that's the thing. So those are pretty cool. I recommend those. Ticonderoga, sponsor me, please. And this one doesn't have the logo, so this is kind of unfortunate. But their erasers are pretty good, too. I like those. I like these pencils. Sponsor me, please. Here's one with the logo. I recommend, if you're going to get a pencil, get these, because they have the best erasers. And side note, I keep these in my backpack for school. And, oh, see? Look at this. Wait, oh my god. Distractions, but it's okay, because we're just chilling out. Look at this. It rubbed off just like the other one, but I colored it back in a pencil, and it looks kind of cool. So it has some of that green hint. Yeah. But yeah, I have these in school, and they bounce around in my backpack, and the lead breaks up. But I feel like that'll happen with any pencil, so it's kind of hard to have them stay the lead without. Oh my god, it's hard to not have the lead break off when you're trying to sharpen it, because I mean they've been in there for probably a year now, but whatever. that is something that I will report about them. But I like the eraser on these. It's pretty good. I wouldn't just buy pencils so that you can have the erasers. They're pretty good all around, but I recommend those as my second best. Okay, so now that we've gone over pencils, erasers, and your fine liners, let's talk about brush pens. So I can't really brush good. That is a fact. That is a well-known fact that I cannot brush good, and they're kind of fun to use on like water and stuff. I would recommend, if you can brush good, that you look into buying some of them. The Faber-Castell and the Micron ones, I don't think I've had a Micron one, but I imagine they would be the same because that's how the pens almost are. They're pretty much the same quality besides a little tiny thing, like the ink flow. But they're probably around the same price point. Is what I'm trying to get at, is that the ones from Faber-Castell aren't really that good. I wouldn't recommend them, but I did buy this one in its own pack, and it is Prismacolor Premier. Wow. And it's pretty good. I like this one. I feel like the Faber-Castell ones aren't really like actual brushes because they don't really like flex very much, but they're cool. You can draw pretty good soaps. I mean, they don't really work for my art style because I'm drawing this through a camera, and that just worked really well. They don't really work for my art style because I like lines to be the same pretty much. And if you think that this will go good with your art style, have at it. Prismacolor, I recommend for brush pens. All right, now let's get into coloring. So, just like how we had the Sharpie days, we had the colored pencil days. So, hey, if you can do really fancy colored pencil drawings, I can't. So, I'm gonna use this as my lowest time for coloring. Because I just don't think that colored pencils, they just don't look good. Maybe they do in person. I don't know. I mean, I would hope I would know because I can see in person, but you can't. So that kind of defeats the whole purpose of me drawing with colored pencils, or at least coloring, because my camera isn't very good, and it doesn't pick up colors as well as it should. So colored pencils aren't very good because they're quite dull, and maybe I'm just not dishing out $100 to buy 3 colored pencils, but I used these when I was doing Sketchbook Chronicles. The first cards that I colored were the Mega cards in that series. I made a video on that if you want to check that out, and they came out pretty good for the time. I was like, woo, colored pencils, they actually work, and they're okay, but I think I enjoy using markers much more because the colors pop much better, and I don't like having to bother with stroke lines from you scratching the crap out of the paper so that you can get all the colors even and blended and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend colored pencils. I know Wrath, of course, does like beautiful colored pencil stuff, and I need your printer and your camera because I don't I can't get cards that'll actually look good when I do stuff like that. So that's when I moved over to Sharpies. So I have a bajillion Sharpies from the Sharpie age, and they're not that bad for coloring, not gonna lie. Oh, look at this. Side note. See, I got this piece of paper. All right, a detailed story. So I got to my class one day. There was water all over the desk. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I didn't have any paper towels, and I needed to put my books and stuff down on my desk. So I whip out my handy dandy notebook piece of paper, and I just rub it all over the water, and it really didn't pick any of it up. So it was kind of a bad idea, but it still kind of did it at the same time. And then I had this wet piece of paper, so I kind of just mushed it into a ball, into a cube, and it just dried like this, and it's hard. Like it's a hard, wow. Like, I know, one of the wonders of the world, guys. Soapps' paper cube. So yeah, we got Sharpies. I would say that these aren't that bad for coloring. They're not that good for anything but just bold colors. And sometimes I think that their colors aren't that good because they have like vibrant stupid colors that no one would want in a actual drawing. Like this blue. It looks like, I don't even know. It looks like car paint. Obnoxiously blue. And they're not that bad. I mean, I use them for Legacy. I use them for early days of Sketchbook Chronicles 2018. And they did okay. I'm gonna say one thing though, is that if you're just using them to color, you don't need these. You don't need the fine ones, because as long as you don't push down and destroy the tips of your Sharpies, you'll have a good time. You won't need the fine ones, because, I mean, how small are you drawing your things that you need a tip this big to get into it? If you just dab with the... Oh my god, you can tell I haven't used this one. You can just dab with the big Sharpie and it works much better, because it's fun to, especially when you're working with markers, it's fun to learn how the paper takes the ink and learn about how the ink spreads on a piece of paper. It's an interesting subject. Alright, so those were the Sharpie days. Now we're going to go into the current era, which is the Artist Loft marker period. So these are okay. I like the colors that they do. It's basically discount Copics is what I've found. And they are definitely worse than Copics. Not only are they like half the price, but the one thing that I can complain about is the brush tips. So as far as I found, the chisel tips aren't that bad, but I mean, who uses chisel tips? Let's be real, guys. Brush tip is where it's at. Okay, depth perception, where is it? But Copics are definitely better if you want to dish out the money. But so you gotta be smart, guys. You gotta be smart. I just wanted to buy something to get me started. I didn't want to go dish out the money for Copics, so I bought these, and now I know what I like. So just look at, like, I didn't even have this for a couple days, and look at what happened to that brush tip. Like, let me get my paper. Okay, what? All right. I don't know. It's not really showing my struggle, but the ends are frayed and the ink doesn't really apply very well. It's not a good time. But they're not that bad. And soon I'll be moving over to Copics. I bought one just to figure it out, and the brush tip is a lot better than the Artist Loft sketch markers. So eventually I'll be moving over to Copics. I don't think I'll see much of a color difference, because I think the ink is pretty much the same. But yeah, so now we'll get the paper, and then I need to talk about other things, because I'm already 18 minutes in. So, Soapss, what cardstock do you use? I use this cardstock. It's Georgia Pacific, $5 cardstock, 110 weight. It serves me well. That's what I do all my cards in. And I draw all of my original like templates and stuff on there, because I like to make sure that my templates last and they don't rip and stuff. And with the 110 weight, it's pretty safe. So it takes ink pretty well, and overall I just think it's high quality and it's cheap, and we all need cheaps in our life. So yeah, so that's it, I think, for the art tips and stuff. Just do your own thing. That's the best way that I can say it. You can do some things that other people do, but make sure in the end you stick to what you want to do. That totally didn't contradict what I just said. Okay, so I think we can move on now. If you guys have any tips that questions that I didn't already answer, you can put them in the comments. Okay, I'll address this too, because I know I'm gonna get this comment. Is oh, Soapss, how do I get good at art? My tip: if you think that you suck at drawing, you should not sit there and doodle in a book for 5 million hours. And because when you're just doodling in a book for 5 million hours, all you're looking at is how much you suck at drawing, because you're just staring at it the whole time, and you're like, wow, I really suck at drawing. See, I don't draw to draw. That's not my thing. I think it's stupid. I don't do that. I don't really enjoy it at all. I like things with purpose, and that's why I make card games, I make comics, I just draw jokes in a book. I do stuff with purpose so that someone can read it, someone can think that it's funny, someone that can play the game, someone can read my comic book and enjoy it or whatever. You need to do stuff with purpose because, yeah, you might be drawing stick figures, but if you can make a freaking awesome comic book that captures the imagination of everyone, your drawings aren't that bad all of a sudden. And as you work through this, let's say you're making a card game and your art sucks, the more you make it, wow, in hindsight, you're actually getting better as you go because practice makes perfect, guys. So that's a better way of looking at the whole practice makes perfect thing, is that you got to put purpose in what you do so that you, I guess, have something to distract yourself of how bad you draw. I know it worked for me. Well, that came full circle. So there you go. That's how you get good at drawing. Wow. I should do classes. Wow, so good. All right, Discord. Yeah, go check out the Homemade TCG community Discord. I'll put a link in the description. And for you guys who watch the videos before I can even check to see if it uploaded, if it's not in the description, don't yell at me. I need to actually go on my computer and do that after the fact, because I uploaded the video from my phone. So yeah, so go check it out. I mean, you guys can talk to me, and he has my own sub channel for me if you guys want to talk about my games and stuff. I would recommend it. People have tried to do stuff like this for a long time. This is the most successful one that's actually caught on. Because I've been around with the Homemade TCG community since, math. I want to say the summer of 2014. I don't really remember, to be honest, because I'm just so old. Can't keep track of my 15 years. So yeah. I've seen things like this happen before where people try and make stuff like this. Doesn't usually catch on, but this time it's working. So if you want to be part of the national sensation that is a Discord for card games on the internet, you can go do that. I fully support that. So it was started by the guy who I actually shouted out, Chris. So if you haven't seen my last video, not the Danny video, my last video, where I shouted him out, go check that out. So now we'll just go over to how my game's going. So I didn't want to show 7C's stuff in this video so that I actually have stuff to show you guys in the next update, which I actually want to be able to make because I've been working on some kind of new stuff, but nothing big enough to dedicate its own video to. But yeah, I think it's going really good. 7C's is definitely a new monster. It's a new animal that I have to tame, because I've never done anything like it before. I've never done a board, never done vehicles and stuff that, well, actually I have with Star Wars, but I haven't really made that functional at the time of now. But it's definitely a great game. It's going really well. I'm excited because I'm going to be able to get a group of beta testers, I guess you could call them that, people to basically play my game that I know in real life, which it'll be cool. So we'll see how that works, and as I get more people playing my game, that can help me actually make good cards and see if there's a meta game or something like that. Something cool to think about as a creator. That's definitely your #1 dream, is to have people play your games and be able to have people who enjoy your stuff. I know that sounds really simple, but I think, just speaking for myself, that's something that I look forward to. So I want to have people in real life play my game and then give me feedback. So that'll be something to look forward to, is having people do that. So 7C's is going well. I want to end off freaking Sketchbook Chronicles being held captive by Danny. We need to rescue it. I think I'm going on a crusade to rescue Sketchbook Chronicles this weekend. So I'll do a full checklist video if I can capture it successfully and claim what is ours. We will bring back Sketchbook Chronicles for a final episode if I'm successful in my trials. And then we can just kind of rest with just 7C's TCG and some miscellaneous stuff. So the channel's going great. I can't believe we hit 800 subscribers. Can't wait for 1,000. That'll be definitely, I can finally be a cool kid. That's pretty cool. And yeah. Yeah, being a cool kid is pretty cool. Wow, Soapss, you came up with that one. That's ingenious. All right, so 25 minutes. I think this, besides the battle video, is the longest that I've talked. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helped you guys. If you want to know some stuff, just don't be like, oh, I need to buy everything because Hope said that I need to buy it. Also, this video is not sponsored, but you can sponsor me. That's okay. I'm fine with that. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out the Discord, and I'll see you in another video.